Hey, this is Adasa, the voice of Dolores from Disney's Encanto, and you're listening to the Magic Our Way podcast with Kevin, Danny, Eli, and Rachel. And before I go, because I am the voice of Dolores, I gotta say, hey, grew to live in fear of Bruno stuttering and stumbling. I can always hear him sort of muttering and mumbling. I associate him with the sound of falling sand. Tss, tss, tss. Stay tuned for more.
Jumbo, everyone!
Harambe!
And welcome to another edition of
The Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
The Magic Our Way podcast.
They are truly magical and whatnot.
Asante Sana, everyone. You are listening to the Magic Our Way podcast from New Orleans, Louisiana, in the United States of America. This episode of the Magic Our Way podcast is somewhat unique and calls for a different kind of introduction. This week, as you may recognize, is the last week before Christmas Day. And for most areas in and around Louisiana, it is also final exam week for many schools. So between helping our kids with final exams and the rush to get things ready for the holiday, there wasn't much time to record a fresh new episode. But we did not want to leave you hanging, which is why I present to you two encore performances from two holiday episodes. The first thing you will hear is an abridged version of show number 351, titled Walt Disney World's Ghosts of Christmas Past, where Professor X, Keith, teaches us about the holiday celebrations that used to take place in Walt Disney World. I encourage you to check out all three episodes, shows number 351, 352, and 353, where we explore the past, present, and future of Walt Disney World holiday celebrations. These shows were recorded during the lockdown back in 2020 and deserve a second chance, as Keith really did a great job with these shows. Now, the second thing you'll hear comes from 2015, and it was a bonus release. Our former host, Lee, wrote a Mohican version of 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. This story features many Mohican references like Chief Fish Sean Woo, Dr. Mohican, Grub, and many, many more. Please enjoy my dramatic reading of Lee's 'Twas the Night Before a Mohican Christmas. And then we close the show with an encore of our old generic show endings. Danny and I recorded that generic ending for occasions where we couldn't get together and record a fresh show, but we had something in the bank. It has been a while since we've used it, so a lot of you older Mohicans will probably have heard this before and kind of recognize it and chuckle. Because of that, I felt an encore of that generic ending deserved one more hearing, for sure. We'll probably need to re-record it because it is kind of old and whatnot, so we need some, maybe get a fresh generic ending and intro. So look, this entire encore show goes out to Nick F., the Mohican Postmaster General, who is probably still working to make sure your packages arrive in time for Christmas. More power to you, good sir. In addition, we also want to thank all of the Mohicans for your continued support throughout the years, through all 500 episodes. We definitely appreciate it, and we look forward to your support in years to come. As a reminder, the easiest way to support us is to leave a rating and a review in Apple Podcasts and or wherever you access and listen to podcasts, like YouTube, Spotify, wherever. Spread the word, man. Let Disney fans far and wide know that there is an alternative to the usual. So on behalf of Danny, Eli, Rachel, and myself, enough of my jibber jabber. Let's go relive these great Magic Our Way holiday moments. Mohicans, ladies and gentlemen, here we are in December 2020, and we have Professor X, who's going to tell us about Christmas in Walt Disney World, past, present, and future. In Christmas past, we're going to talk about stuff that doesn't exist anymore.
No, it's gone.
Things that are gone, that are canceled, that are no longer existing. That is what we're going to discuss.
We miss it out.
In the ghost, we're missing out.
We miss it out.
We are missing out on the ghosts of Christmas past, and that is what Professor X is going to tell us about on this show.
No, Keith, can you give us like a brief tease? Like, so when we're talking about things that don't exist in Disney anymore, what would that be?
Sure, a little late, Keith.
So how about Lights of Winter,
Yes.
Warm Lights, Holiday
Yes.
Wishes,
Yes.
Glory and Pageantry of Christmas?
Yes.
There's
All
a
that.
ton of stuff that's no longer in the past.
Yes.
That's right.
Of
That's
the
it.
holidays. You guys missed it.
Yes.
Run that school.
And then the next show, you're going to hear the Ghost of Christmas Present.
The Ghost of
These are things that if you went now,
You
you
can
could
see.
find in the park.
Right now.
Keith, a little tease. What are we going to be talking about the Ghost of Christmas Present?
little more than the leg.
Well, if you can see Epcot Festival of the Holidays, you can go over to the resorts and see various Christmas decorations. There's a lot going on right now, so make sure you book with Lee. Don't miss on it.
That's right. You got about 2 weeks left to do that.
Hurry up.
Hurry up.
Well, that's kind of why don't you go? Never mind. Book with Rachel Robert.
That dude
'Cause,
said-
Jesus, man. Be somewhat hospitable.
Hey, that's no hospitable Vika.
I tossed you a Bonely and you just destroy it? Come on.
Well, there is a rivalry there, sir.
And look, what is happening on Ghost of Christmas Future, sir?
Well, let me get out my crystal ball and let me try to figure it out for you guys. That's why it's Christmas Future.
Yes,
But we'll
sir.
also talk about things that were canceled due to COVID this year. So
That are coming back.
Yeah, we hope they're coming back, or maybe coming back.
We have a good reason to believe that they will be back in 2021. Is that not right, Keith?
yes, that is yes.
Yes.
Yes, it's just awesome. So look, let me not belabor the point. Let me toss it off to Listener X. Oh, I'm sorry, Professor X, who's going to take us on this 3-show journey, guys. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you stay tuned and listen to us, and keep track of us on social media because you're going to want to hear these next 3 shows. The Christmases in Walt Disney World, past, present, and future. So, Professor X, where are you going to take us first, sir?
Well, let's first, go way back to the opening of Disney World. So on October 1st, 1971, obviously Disney World opens.
That's way back.
Way back.
That is
back.
way back.
And it goes a little something like this.
None of us were even born yet.
No, we were not born yet.
So it's October.
No, Lee was born. Lee was totally born.
Oh,
No,
Lee.
I wasn't born yet because I was born in November.
Keith, were you born?
I was born in March 71, so coming on the 50th.
You're older than Lee?
Yep.
Oh my God, Lee, you look horrible.
Wait, Keith, do you remember when Disney World opened?
Oh yeah, I was. I had a little rattle in my mouth. I was about 6-7 months old, but yeah, I remember it pretty vividly.
Man, for me, sperm and egg did not join yet.
No, they did not?
No, they did not.
Oh my
Not
God.
until 74 did they join, and then in April 75, I became to be.
Because on that evening in the bathroom of that Sizzler Steakhouse,
yeah.
your daddy looked at your mama and said, "You're the one."
You know what?
He said, "I love you."
If you ain't first, you last, Ricky Kevin.
That's what he said.
That's
Okay,
it.
first you last.
Hey, first, you last.
So tell us, Keith, what happened in
The
1971?
Sizzler.
All right, so the park opens in 1971, and obviously they have their first holiday season coming upon them. So what do you guys think that the Walt Disney Company did for Disney World Christmas decorations in 1971?
Oh, they raped the chickens.
They raped chickens?
They rode off on the women.
And the women's.
Yes,
With
that's
the
what they did.
chickens.
Yes, with the
And
chickens.
prune the hedges.
Prune the hedges
of many and small
villages.
Magic
Yes.
Kingdom. Yes. No, they didn't do that, did they?
I would imagine roller skates because we're talking the 70s,
Oh.
disco balls for ornaments, Don Cornelius introducing people to check out everything.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, Don Cornelius. That's what
I
I'm
had
going with.
disco balls.
You still have disco balls, sir.
I do.
You shut a flashlight and those things light up the studio.
And everybody's blind.
It's great.
Hey, Keith.
Yeah.
You know why they call them disco balls?
Why?
Because this go in your mouth.
Oh,
The rivalry lives, man. Wow.
That was awesome.
Shots are fired. Whoa.
that
in
one
your
was
mouth.
right across the bow there.
Damn.
Let me tell you, that was the look. That's how your line ended tonight.
That was just stupid.
No, that was awesome.
It was a little stupid.
No, he sold it.
Stupid.
No, but he sold it. He totally sold it.
That worked well.
Disco in your mouth.
That caught me unaware.
Oh no!
We should just drop his mic and walk away right now.
Yes.
Oh, Professor said, "Walk away. I'm gonna take this from here."
Heard what he said to you, Lee? He said you spit. That's your best joke. You ain't got nothing else.
Lee, you bet it.
Right.
So in the 70s, so there was no disco ball, there were no bell bottoms in the Christmas era.
Well, there was, but probably not the Magic Kingdom in 1971.
I'm imagining lots of pencil.
Lots of pencil.
Pencil's probably a good guess. I mean, if you think about it, it was a new park. It opened in 1971. So probably what they did is they probably looked at what they did for Disneyland Main Street, and they basically copied that right over and just dumped it on Main Street in the Magic Kingdom. We do have an idea of how the park was decorated based on an Orlando Sentinel newspaper article on December 12th, 1971, and said that Walt Disney World's first Christmas would be a spirited 2-week holiday full of cheer, tradition, colorful Disney character parades, and a religious pageantry of the season. So they had Yuletide decorations bringing sparkle to the already fun-filled Magic Kingdom, decked out literally for Christmas with a giant tree and hundreds of wreaths of hemlock and holly.
Hemlock is dangerous, isn't it?
Holly's fine.
Wait, didn't the philosopher drink that and die?
Didn't that go kill Socrates?
Socrates. That was Socrates' last word was, who poisoned me?
So is that accurate, Keith? Did Hemlock kill Socrates?
Yes.
I drank what? That was the line. That was the last word he said. That's right.
And you know what else he killed?
What?
Hemlock killed the radio star.
That's it.
Damn it.
Kill philosophy, radio.
Killed the radio star.
What?
So theme park in 71 had lights and decorations and Main Street shop windows and plenty of poinsettias and 50,000 pansies as well. And the town square had a snowy 50-foot Christmas tree selected and cut from a farm in Paradise, Michigan, and 1,200 lights. They were spending a lot of money back then, and giant ornaments adorning the tree.
That's expensive.
Yes, it
yeah,
is.
back then, yeah, absolutely.
It's illuminating to know that.
So the idea of Christmas decorations in the Magic Kingdom actually worked because Christmas was actually busier than Thanksgiving based on Disney publicity manager Charlie Ridgway. And all 1,500 rooms at the Contemporary and the Polynesian were booked up. And attendance actually increased during that time period due to the holidays.
Oh, wow.
So actually, for the 3 days right around Christmas, the gate total, now think about it, this is 1971 numbers, actually were 70,000. So that's what, about 25,000, 20,000, something like that a day.
Mm-hmm. Damn.
So holidays at the Magic Kingdom, because that's all there was back then, was actually, it actually worked to get people to come visit. But in 1972, they kind of miscalculated a little bit. So in 1972, the Magic Kingdom on Christmas Day was open from 10 to 6 p.m. So they anticipated big crowds. So they went around to different staff and asked them if they could stay late because of the park was so crowded. At 10:30 a.m., they had 40,000 people in the park. But then what happened is around 5:30 or so, right before the park closed, everybody left to go home for Christmas dinner. So Disney paid a lot of overtime that night for pretty much nothing because everybody left early.
Well, I mean, if they closed at 6, that makes sense, right? Like, it's not like they were open till 9 and they had the park, empty for 3 hours.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking they were going to probably keep it open later. This was kind of early 70s where, they probably were going to keep it open. Why would they go around and ask all their employees, hey, can you stay later?
That's a good point, too.
Yeah. I can see where they would have some overflow or people would be loitering or something around. But if you close at 6, like with me, I'm like, all right, it's 5. Let's start getting it together, guys. We got to get home and eat.
I'm sure Disney figured out a way to make that money back up.
I'm sure you're right, Lee.
That was Eli.
Eli, sorry.
You got me confused with
We
Lee.
get mixed up a lot, yeah.
You guys sound the
People think
same.
we're twins.
They do.
I know, yeah. I got a thing of shoes, too. I'm not as stylish as Lee, though.
I know. It's all about the glory.
COVID.
So let's talk about one of the big Disney Christmas traditions that lasted for several years, I believe something like 26 years. It was the glory and pageantry of Christmas. Have you guys ever heard of this?
Glory of the story at Christmas.
That's it.
Yeah, every time Eli does an outro.
That's it. That's the story. It's all about the
You're
glory.
missing out. You're missing out.
Missing out.
So in 1975, the Disney Village Marketplace opened, and this was before, downtown Disney and Disney Springs and all this. So it was more just local shops and restaurants.
Right.
It didn't have Mickey Mouse and all that in the stores, and you could buy Disney merchandise back then. So the problem is nobody was going to Disney Village Marketplace, especially around the holidays. So Disney basically had an idea to try to get people to the Disney Village Marketplace around Christmas to do some shopping, stop at the restaurants. So they actually came up with a Christmas show called The Glory and Pageantry of Christmas, which was held 3 times a night showing the story of Christmas. So this was kind of the religious aspects where they've had 36 performers, live animals, Dickens carolers, and they also brought in local church choirs.
Whoa.
And they told the story of Christmas. They had Mary and Joseph approach the manger, revealing the child Jesus, and then the shepherds would come and angels would rise between them. Not between them, behind them. And then a highlight of the show was the lighting of a 45-foot evergreen Christmas tree. So this was kind of the religious aspect of Christmas and presenting this to try to get people to come in the shop.
And then Bob Iger said, hey, put a Mickey head on that baby Jesus. We need to sell some more Mickey.
I hate you.
We need
That was my joke.
That was, you took your joke?
Yeah, he took my joke. I waited for him to finish. He took my joke. That's good. I guess we all getting confused.
Dude, that's amazing.
That is serious. That is amazing. Like
That
they
is
didn't
amazing.
That's a way and amazing.
Weird amazing.
Oh,
They had
and amazing that poor child he sleeps
There
in a
was-
manger because he
if they did that again today, they'd have Baby Yoda in the little manger.
There you go.
The businessmen.
Do you mean Grogu?
Grogu.
I haven't seen that episode yet. Thanks for
Oh,
spoiling it for me.
sorry. No, I didn't spoil it.
didn't
It's
spoil
just
that.
his name.
I said Grogu. I don't know what you think of that.
I thought you
Grogu
said
means.
Goku,
It
but-
could mean anything.
It could mean anything.
Right.
Grogu.
I just think that's funny
Drago.
that like the businessmen
Drago,
then.
yes.
Oh yes,
The baby Drago.
I must
Baby
break
Drago.
you.
But
Right,
really
go.
quick, I like the fact that like the businessmen in this time are like, yeah, we're just gonna do straight Christmas. But yeah, the businessmen of today, they totally, they would have totally put another character right in the middle of that.
The show wound up being a huge success, and it was performed 3 times a night. And over time, the crowds got so big over the years that it was originally back at the Captain's Tower, which was this tower kind of in the center of Disney Village Marketplace, and then it moved to the dockside stage so more people could see it.
Oh.
Now, Disney got smart over time as they started giving out tickets, and they said, well, if you want to see the 8 o'clock show, here's the ticket, come back in 2 hours, and we have all these shops that you can shop in while you're waiting.
Now, what year is this?
This was, it started in 75, and it actually ran to 1994.
No, that's crazy. Okay.
Dickens, if you got Dick in your name, you got to perform at least 3 times a night. I would imagine.
Speak for yourself, sir.
Well, I'm not married, so I got to still go. I got to
Need
still
that
go.
Viagra Vika if you want to perform 3 times a night.
But that's Darksaber.
Wow.
So
I'm just having fun.
All right, so let's jump ahead to 1991. Now, this was a really interesting year. So Disney World was celebrating its 20th anniversary, and at the same time period, a couple of Disney resorts opened in 91. Let's see if anyone has an idea of which ones.
Oh, can I?
Go ahead, Danny.
This is 71.
91.
91.
91.
No,
91.
91.
We're at least 20-something. No, we were still in high school.
71 was so much easier. Okay.
You guys have a gimme here. We just did a show about it back in June.
Don't make
No
this
hints.
easy.
No hints.
Hard stuff with the Magic Hour podcast, damn it.
Okay.
I love hard.
So 91, what was the question?
What resorts opened up in 91? At Disney World?
Oh, okay. What resorts opened in 91? Okay.
Caribbean,
91.
Caribbean Beach.
That was 88.
Port Orleans.
Port Orleans. I hear somebody say Port Orleans.
That was Lee.
I hope the travel agent would know.
That was, that opens. And there was...
Stop. This is fun. All Stars.
All Stars was
Hey, now.
96,
Yeah,
I believe.
All-Stars.
Damn.
95,
Wait,
96.
all 3? No. I don't think all three opened.
No, they were the night. They were later on, Danny.
No. I'll accept the judge's decision.
They did separately.
decision.
Okay. So Keith, when did they open?
No.
Oh, wait, so wait.
I'll hazard a guess.
So we will take a guess.
Okay, Coronado.
Coronado, no.
That wouldn't
absolutely
work.
not.
Shoot.
Wait, did Disney Inn change? I know Disney Inn was open, but I know they changed to strictly military at some point.
Yeah, but I'm not really counting that as far as, just changing the name.
Fair enough. All right, stop right there.
Okay, so we're not counting
good job,
Disney,
Keith.
all right.
Thank you.
So Disney Inn to Shades of Green not counted. So all right. So
Oh
Danny,
shoot! What are we missing? What is the year again?
1991.
1991.
I'm also kind of going a couple months back a little bit. I mean, you can send your hate mail to me later on if you're like, no, it opened up at such and such a point in 90 versus 91. Just go with it.
No, they'll send it to us. We'll just blame.
Yeah, we'll
blame
it
you
to
for it. Yeah,
no worries.
Yeah.
When you went on that band trip, Kevin, something must have just opened up when you went on the band trip because that was in the band. Well, I don't think people lived in that, Kevin.
Back when we were staying off.
I don't think people lived in your ass, Kevin.
I was staying off site, so
I could give you an area just as an S. Like
no.
I
I want no clues. No clues.
Old Key West.
No, that was later on.
What are you doing?
No, you're lying.
No, you might be wrong, yeah. But I'm not counting that as a resort.
Not
right
counting
now.
Israel. Okay.
All right, you guys give up here?
No,
we never give up. That's why
never give up. Never surrender.
Never surrender. So what's a smaller resort then?
I'm gonna guess
Tell me Disney Springs.
Yacht Beach Club.
Yes.
Get the out
There
of
you
here.
go. Yeah.
The Yacht Club opened in November 1990, and the Beach Club opens October 1st, 1991.
Whose house?
Whose house? Yeah.
All right.
I can't believe you guys couldn't come up with that.
What's a lot happening?
You guys were just totally blanking on those resorts.
Can I say something? In our defense, we have a travel agent that we think knows all this shit, and we were wrong.
Yeah, Lee was a little quiet there. I'm very surprised. So next time anybody wants to book at the Yacht and Beach Club with Lee, you might be drawing a blank for you guys. So.
Book at Susie Q at what was the Instagram address?
Oh my goodness, yeah. Disco in your mouth.
We'll be like, what resorts you talking about? Those are not at Disney. Those stay off site.
Lee, you do a segment about the hotels.
I'm the one that told y'all Port Orleans and all that. I didn't want to. I got half the answer. I was waiting for my team to get the other half.
Well, what the? That's not what we do.
You can keep going. We were struggling here. We were drowning.
Yes, we were totally drowning.
Kevin
You know
broke
what?
equipment.
Can I say
It was
something?
rough.
When we edit it together, we're gonna seem smart as hell.
That's right.
Yeah.
If you tell
They're going
anybody
to cut
they
like
keep
20 minutes out of the show right now.
Yeah, right? No, we're not even halfway even
That's
done
okay.
here.
But you know what? We didn't give up. We still got that mother.
True.
That's what I'm saying. And
That was good, though. I like that I threw that in there. That was good. That was entertaining.
very good.
I
Very
could have
good.
just skipped right over that, but that was good. That was good. All right, so 1991. So the Yacht and Beach Club Resort opened up. Good guess, guys. So, so it was interesting that due to these new resorts, the parks did something different. Now the resorts were decorated for Christmas before then, but this year they came up with some really interesting holiday decorations. So I kind of just want to get into it a little bit and just tell you, just see what you guys think about this. So first off, the Disney Inn, which was the old golf resort. So they kind of had a traditional old-fashioned tree trimming party each evening, and they showed Mickey's Christmas Carol and storytelling with Snow White and Dopey. So I'm not really sure why they picked Snow White and Dopey to do their storytelling.
Because Dopey's awesome.
Maybe, yeah.
Oh,
No,
wow.
There's no maybe.
Well, what about Happy?
Man, cat.
Man,
Well, that does not sound happy.
Dopey's awesome. That's my favorite character.
Well, he was doing storytelling at the Disney Inn in 91, so there
He
you go.
should be.
So, yep. So now this one was really interesting. So when you celebrate Christmas at the Contemporary Resort, they had Goofy Santa. Hey, that works.
A little
What
bit.
kind of theme do you think you're having over the Contemporary Resort in 1991?
lights and Christmas trees, and a sheep with 3 legs.
Well, yep, definitely
that's
on
true.
the wall there.
That's right.
Yep.
Thank you.
But so they decided over at the Contemporary Resort to have a Santa in Santa Fe theme.
Wait, what did Tina Fey do?
She had that show that was pretty good, and she did the commercial.
Gotcha.
Yes.
So they had a Santa Fe theme. So they had Chip and Dale dressed as an Indian and an elf singing Christmas songs with a Western swing band and a singing cowboy over at the Contemporary Resort. Not Fort Wilderness, but over at the Contemporary Resort.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Yep.
Yeah.
So over at the Grand Floridian, they had choir mistress Minnie singing holiday songs and giving away warm cider to guests. So nowadays, they probably wouldn't be giving away the warm cider. They would probably charge you $4.99 for it. But
I love warm cider.
I love warm insider.
Dude, this dude's on it.
Why you gotta be like so vulgarly, man? Gross. Wholesome.
we're talking Christmas, Lee. Come on here.
Christmas, the best time to come down the chimney.
All right, so the reason why I brought up 1991 was because this is the year the Yacht and Beach Club opened up.
Yes.
So they had New England flavor with strolling minstrels in the lobby. And what Disney characters do you think kind of go with the Yacht and Beach Club? Think, New England, kind of seaworthy, that kind of stuff.
Ooh.
George Clooney.
Captain Hook.
George Clooney.
I'm thinking Perfect Storm. I'm sorry.
Well, we guessed it. Captain Hook and Mr. Spee made appearances in the lobby at the Yacht and Beach Club in 1991.
Oh, okay.
So now this is kind of more close to home for you guys. So the Port Orleans Resort, when they opened up the resorts, they have their own holiday festivities. So they celebrated a Cajun Christmas and invited guests to join in a bonfire celebration led by Papa Noel, and Brer Bear and Brer Fox would make appearances as well.
Cajun Christmas? What?
Oh.
You're going to throw Cajun, it better have spice.
At least some gumbo on the side.
No.
Quarter
I have to
go quarter Cajun.
I have to call question to that one. I don't know. Keith, what do you got, man? Keith, you said Cajun.
Apparently calling to question, somebody in Disney probably insurance said, maybe having a bonfire celebration probably is not the best idea. So in 1992, they actually changed how they celebrated the Port Orleans Christmas. So, going back to our episode in June, so Port Orleans, so they said, let's get at a Mardi Gras colored jester who would perform a little show balancing a 6-foot ladder on his chin, doing some juggling and commenting, and they also gave out free sugar cookies, hot roasted chestnuts, and cider as well.
How high was that fire?
Okay.
That they felt that it was an insurance day. Like, that's got to be like
was it inside or was it in the forest?
Yeah.
I think it was in the courtyard. They just kind of had an open fire. Hey, kids, come by the fire. Nothing's going to happen here.
Well, I mean, they have campfire stores. It'd be unless the kid jumps in the fire. But usually, you have fire pits. I mean, I know that wasn't around like that back then, but
I'm okay with chestnuts.
As long as the nuts are on your chest, is what you're saying?
Yes.
I totally got what you're saying.
Because they're warm. They're like a comforter.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like the Snuggie. Except it's nuts. It's the nutty.
You nailed it. That's where I'm at.
That's my job.
What do you guys think of the Mardi Gras jester?
The jester thing is not enough for Mardi Gras.
Yeah, we see that a lot. Like, that's the thing. And maybe it's a benefit for people who are actually in Disney, but it would be like if you had something in your local area, it doesn't excite you as much when you see it somewhere else.
I need spice.
Well, that's exactly. You know what it's like? You go and you have gumbo in New Orleans, and then you go to another state, and they're like, "Hey, you're from New Orleans, try this gumbo."
I'm like, no, it fucking sucks.
Exactly it. It's that's
like Popeyes. I go to Popeyes in another state. The doesn't taste the same as it does in No, it's bland.
It's bland, yeah. And so, I mean, to answer your question, the thing is that if you have this gesture, and we're used to seeing it here in New Orleans during Mardi Gras parades, we're seeing the original thing. So when you go somewhere else, it may not be done just as right. It's a duplicate. So it doesn't really say, oh yeah, I brought back home. It's just like you want to go to Disney, but I mean, I would imagine that, yeah, you would want to see stuff that you weren't used to seeing in your home area.
All right. So just talking about this jester again that they had at the Port Orleans. So he would do his little show, and then he would lead the audience to the open courtyard by the pool. And with a candle in his hand, he would tell the story of Noel Candle, a French tradition about having a small candle burn in the window on Christmas Eve to light the way for the solitary Christ child. And then they would hand out sheets of paper, and the jester and Disney guests would sing Christmas carols. So that's how in 1991 they celebrated Christmas over at the Port Orleans. Also in 1991, there was a Christmas dinner buffet which was really popular over at the Contemporary Resort Fantasia Ballroom. So in 1991, they called it Joyous Celebration, but then I guess Disney didn't like the name. So in 1992, it was the Jolly Holly Dinner Show, which ran from 1992 through 1998. And I think, Danny, you caught the show at one point?
No. This one I did not. No. 92 to 98 was kind of my dead years for Disney, because 92 I graduated from high school and had no money, went to college. And by 98, man, I didn't start going to Disney again until about 2000.
Okay. All right. Well, let me just kind of explain what this show was. So apparently this was, it was a dinner buffet, and it helped, basically the show celebrated the magic of the holiday season. So this was over at the Contemporary Resort. It was in a ballroom, and it was a theater on the round, and they had a raised main stage and several small stages around the perimeter. And the show took out a holiday village with somebody named Papa, who basically recalled his holiday memories.
So Papa took out the whole village? Was it more like Anakin taking out a whole village? That's what I'm
Killed
imagining.
younglings.
Yes.
And then, it had Mickey and the gang, and the Country Bears came out and did a song, and they did a Disney version of Nutcracker Suite. And it had over 100 performers, and the show was held nightly twice, 4:15 and 8 o'clock. And this was a really big show back in the 90s, because if Lee was a travel agent back then, Lee would basically be selling the Jolly Holly dinner / hotel package.
What are you talking about, man? Lee Lostafika, 145 years old.
That sure is.
He been booking trips forever.
I was back then when they had the Tyrannosaurus.
That's right.
That's right.
Dinosaur parade.
He was booking trips on an abacus.
That's right. His first customer was Moses.
Well, you told me that the other
I was
day.
like, dude, just walk on water, man. Just split the sea, and you'll be right over the Contemporary. Just split the Seven Seas Lagoon.
You helped him get to Egypt, so that's there you go.
No, wait a minute, that's not Moses. Hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah, no, Moses parted the water.
Okay, I'm getting Moses.
You good little Catholic boy, you.
I'm getting Moses and Noah mixed up.
Oh yeah, no. All Noah did was ride in the boat.
Yeah, he got the boat all the animals from Jungle Cruise.
Right.
Yeah.
That's gonna be on the next show.
Yes.
Moisture.
Moisture. What?
That was the name of the boat.
USS Moisture.
USS Moisture.
Yes.
So as time went on, Disney just kind of tried different things. So in 1992, they had snow, which was white confetti, over Pleasure Island. And on Christmas Eve, they gave out free eggnog and cookies. Now, the key word there is free,
Wow.
which you wouldn't find nowadays.
Oh, I miss Michael Eisner.
So they had, they had some snow, which was a big deal. I remember, going down to Florida and being like, "Oh my God, it's snowing here!" Just because it's a novelty, but it's really just, either snowflakes or apparently white confetti over at Pleasure Island,
Or foam.
Or foam, yeah.
foam,
Yeah.
kind of whatever.
But still, that's pretty cool, man. They gave away free eggnog and cookies, made it snow. It didn't charge you for any of that.
Yeah.
But you had to pay to get in.
It was free admission that night too.
No, it's free
Exactly.
admission.
That would have been nice.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool. And then the dinner shows, the Hoop-Dee-Dee Review and Broadway at the Top and the Polynesian Review, they all added holiday music during the holidays just to make it a little bit different, a little bit just kind of a holiday flair or whatever.
Yeah,
so
no, that's special. I like
A
that.
little special, yeah.
They put a little Santa hat on the pig they roasted. That's pretty cool.
That's good pork. Love that pork.
There you go. Put a red nose on it too.
So in 1994, they had this they had something called the Holiday Spirit. So this was a special holiday wine tasting and buffet, which was sponsored by the Disney World Food and Wine Society, which I never heard of since then. And this was a separate ticket, and it was only a one-night event. So I guess this was kind of the first preview of Food and Wine going back years before it was kind of, there. I think Food and Wine started around 96. So this was, I guess, their first attempt at that. So
Yeah, I think the Food and Wine Society kind of evolved into the Food and Wine Festival people.
I thought you were going to say they evolved into the Society of Explorers and Adventurers, like that whole hidden underground society kind of concept.
I thought you were going to say they evolved into the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
That's all C is, really.
Yeah, that's true.
So then in 96, it was Disney World's 25th anniversary. So they basically had a 25th anniversary parade, and then they added the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Parade, which we'll talk about in another episode. And at night they had Spectral Magic, and then they had some, holiday shows. So as time progressed with Disney World, they've developed several nighttime spectaculars to, try to keep guests in the parks longer. Mm-hmm. So it's only natural for Disney to modify these nighttime spectaculars with a holiday flair around the holidays.
Sure.
You know which one I miss the most?
What?
Spectral Magic.
Spectral Magic?
You know you don't miss that. You do it every night.
I would like to relive it every night.
Remember the magic.
Spank.
So the first nighttime show they basically modified for the holidays was Illuminations. So they had Holiday Illuminations ran for 4 years from 1994 to 1998, and this was played during the holiday season instead of the regular Illumination show. So this show featured Walter Cronkite as a narrator and ran for 12 minutes and had various holiday music ending with Let There Be Peace on Earth.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah,
that's a good closer.
Yeah.
So then what they did is they took that last segment, Let There Be Peace on Earth, and they modified Illuminations in 2004 with kind of a holiday tag at the end. And they did this for several years until recently, just having the holiday tag. And then they had special red and green fireworks after the holiday tag. So just kind of, making it a little special for the holidays.
That's pretty cool.
I watched videos of that. It looked pretty cool. I dug it.
So then the other big thing, which they did is over at the Magic Kingdom, they modified Wishes.
Wishes. They like that modification.
Holiday Wishes.
I like it.
So this Holiday Wishes ran for 10 minutes, and it premiered in 2005, and sadly it ended in 2018, similar time frame right after Wishes ended.
Well,
and then
Yeah.
basically they premiered a new fireworks show called Minnie's Wonderful Christmas Time Fireworks. Not really the same name as Holiday Wishes, but
Not quite as catchy.
It's long.
Definitely a mouthful.
It's it's long.
It's a mouthful.
It's mouthful.
It's a mouseful.
It's mouthful.
right, there you go.
Mouthful.
So now one of the coolest things that I think they did over at the Magic Kingdom is in premiering in November 2007, they premiered the Castle Dreamlights. So these are those icicles that appear on Cinderella Castle. You guys seen this?
Yeah, of course.
I got a picture of that on my phone.
Magnificent.
Yeah, I mean,
They're awesome.
I think they did a really good job of doing something different with the castle, but kind of giving you that Christmas feel.
Oh, for sure.
So then, so apparently the fairy godmothers would light the lights at dusk with a short show, and this is called Cinderella's Holiday Wish, and this ran from 2007 to 2014, and then Frozen came along, and of course they changed it, and now you have Queen Elsa basically lighting the castle each night.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, but Kevin just summed it up perfectly. There was nothing wrong with what it was like before, but yeah, I understand why they did it, but whatever.
Put that more recent IP in it versus Cinderella.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah. So, and then so over at Epcot, they had something really cool, which ran from 1994 through 2009. So this was Lights of Winter.
Yeah.
So this was a centerpiece of Epcot's Holidays World Around the Celebration. Do you guys remember this at all?
Yes, I do. I remember that fondly.
I do not.
Yeah, it's basically like a big structure, over that main path going into World Showcase.
Oh,
They had a bunch of lights and they had music and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, yes, I knew it, but I didn't know it by name.
Right.
Yeah, these were like giant white arches, which they did. Kind of like Kevin said, going from Future World to World Showcase.
Yeah, it was gorgeous.
They had 30,000 lights and it synchronized it to music. So
it was cool. Yeah, it was very cool.
You know, Christmas 2019 was the last year that Lights of Winter ran because Disney announced that the technology to run this was obsolete. So they basically retired it.
Yeah, light bulbs are obsolete.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't use light bulbs anymore.
We totally retired the light bulb. Meanwhile, my neighbor down the street has you can tune into the radio and it syncs up with his Christmas lights.
Even still, I don't know why they couldn't just replace it with LEDs.
Exactly.
I mean, they're cheaper in the long run. They'll last long, and they still could have kept it up.
Yeah, I don't buy any of
this. And the colors are more vivid.
Very vivid.
I was very sad when that left.
Yeah.
They're just waiting to rekindle that McDonald's relationship and bring in the golden arches. McDowell's. They can probably get McDowell's the sponsor. Yeah, I'd be more than happy.
And then over at, Disney always trying new things. So in the 2016 holiday season, over at Disney Springs, they brought in a drone show, which ran for 5 minutes over the lagoon between Disney Springs and Disney Saratoga Springs. And this was Starbright Holidays.
Starlight.
Any of you guys get to see this one?
I did, but it kind of just droned on and on.
So this was like various drones kind of forming different shapes and, Disney Christmas music playing in the background. And the finale would be the drones would form a dove. Now, and then the last big signature nighttime holiday spectacular was over at Disney MGM Studios or Holiday Studios or whatever you want to call it now.
Holiday Studios. That's what I call it. Holiday Studios.
Holiday Studios. There you go.
Holiday Studios.
Studios.
So, the big thing over there was the Osborne Lights.
Oh, yeah. Got to talk about the Osbornes.
Eli.
That was the big thing. That was the big black cat.
That's it. Stay on the other side of the street. Watch out.
Look for Eli.
And still reaching to the opposite.
Got the doors open for you.
So this ran from 1995 to 2015. So it had a good 20-year run. Had over 5 million synchronized lights. So this was your ultimate, holiday Christmas light spectacular. And Disney was smart because they put it in the back of the Hollywood Studios park. Mm-hmm. So you would kind of linger there, and they would sell like hot chocolate. And it was just such a good time. It would snow, and it was definitely a spectacular to go see.
Do y'all remember where they first? Put it? Before they stuck it in that little New York...
In the back streets of... Oh, God.
Well, this is where all the houses were, right? As part of the...
but with the Golden Girls and all that stuff.
The residential street.
Thank you. Residential street. And then when they got rid of that, they moved it over to the downtown sets, which was cool, too.
Yeah, no, what was so spectacular about this thing is that, again, practical effects goes a long way. You can meander through... Take it all in your own time, and then every once in a while it would just go off, and then you'd have all these synchronized lights and everything like that, and so that was really cool too. It was just something special, and I always like when they get, well, it's gone now, it doesn't really matter, but I liked when they would use those street areas. Because there were such beautifully, intricately created areas, and they looked exactly like, you felt like you were in New York or wherever, and... I wish they would have done more with it, and this was a perfect use of it.
No, it was awesome. I enjoyed it. I remember even one year, and I still have in my house, that they gave out these little glasses that look like 3D glasses, but it's supposed to make the lights. Yeah, those two. Yeah, it's supposed to make the lights twinkle even more as you're looking around.
Oh yeah,
it's like little prism glasses. Yeah. It was really neat.
They were supposed to make them look like.
You could see secret stuff. You could see secret things too.
I mean, I don't know. I remember
he's right.
Yeah.
You would see an angel.
Oh, he's right.
There you go.
Yeah. I do remember that now.
But that got controversial because it was like religious, and so then they changed it, and then you were seeing stars, or
it made the lights twinkle. So it looked like as you're walking through, it looked like they were twinkling.
Well, no, you were seeing like a design. There was there was also a design in there too. I can't remember. It started as an angel, and then it went to something else. It could have been the star. Maybe it was just twinkling lights. I don't know. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. Since I've gone to Disney World.
That one was always famous.
Really, since I saw some lights from an angel that was full.
But, that thing is special for the Black Cat. Now, Keith, why don't you explain to the listeners? Because, I'm sure we have people who have
never seen it.
Osborns have been gone for a little bit. We're old pros, but they've been gone for a little bit. I'm sure people, now they've made some money, that they were teenagers when this was going on. Now they're in college, or now they're in the working force, and they've been going to Disney a little bit more regularly. Why don't you explain a little bit more about that Black Cat thing and how that was a special attraction in and of itself?
Yeah, so not to go into the whole history, but the Osborne Whites were actually originally in Arkansas, and basically is a gentleman and his family, and he started off with 1,000 whites, and just over time he just loved Christmas lights. And in 1993 he had 3 million whites, but the problem is over time the whites became a nuisance, and the neighbors wound up suing and went to legal court, and Disney's like, hold on, we'll take it and we'll move it to Disney Hollywood Studios. So when Disney is unpacking, the Christmas lights, they find this black cat, which I'm sure was part of his Halloween decorations.
Yeah,
so
that's
Disney's
right.
like, let's keep this and let's just kind of put it into the holiday decorations. And it almost kind of came like a little hidden Mickey, and each year they would move it to a different location.
Yeah.
So you had to find the black cat every time
That
you
was
went.
a challenge.
It was a hidden kitty.
Aren't they all hidden?
They are tough to find. The hidden kitties.
And then somewhere in Arkansas, the Osborns were like, where the hell's that cat?
Yeah.
Where did I put that damn thing?
SPCA wants to do a light parade. They can't find the cat.
It was just here, I swear to God.
Like, I know. I misplaced it. I'm sorry.
Dang it.
Here's a dog.
Mrs. Osborne's like, did you look on top of the barn?
Find it.
If I have to come out there and find that god cat, I swear to God.
Halloween's ruined.
Baby, I'm so sorry.
I can't find the cat.
I'm sorry. I was looking for the cat. Can't find it.
I'm going home.
Damn it.
I'm gonna take a bath.
This is interesting. So going back to our conversation about the Lights of Winter, where basically Disney said the technology was outdated. That ended in 2009. So they didn't want to spend the money, or wasn't popular enough. But in 2011, they switched all the Osborne lights to LEDs from regular lights.
Oh, really?
Go figure.
Yeah.
LEDs.
So apparently that was popular enough they could switch that to LEDs, but they didn't want to switch the Lights of Winter. So,
And then they switched it to LSD, and it was a whole different,
You saw lights and all kinds of stuff.
experience.
You saw rhinoceroses.
It was sparkling, baby.
You saw velociraptor.
Yeah.
All kind of stuff.
You saw lights, a sailboat, and some of them big titty mermaids doing that lesbian.
Yeah. That's a good light show. Yeah. Lights of wonder. Yeah.
Go get him, Hemnite.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Keith.
So sadly, in 2015, the Osborne Lights shut down due to Toy Story Land and Star Wars Galaxy Edge taking over the area. So they had to shut it down, and sadly they had nowhere to put it since, and I don't think it's ever coming back now.
Do you think they still have all those lights?
I would hope so. I mean, it was gifted to them. I mean, it's Osborne's legacy.
Right.
I mean, I would hope those lights are going to be displayed again at some point. I mean, maybe not at Disney, but hopefully somewhere else. I mean,
So the Osborne Lights shut down, and we'll find out in the next episode, Ghost of Christmas Present, what they replaced over at Hollywood Studios.
what a tease. Good job.
Hey everybody, my name is Kevin, and you're listening to the Magic Our Way podcast from New Orleans, Louisiana, United States of America. Anyway, guys, we want to wish you a very Merry Christmas if you're celebrating Christmas today. Happy holidays if you celebrate a different holiday than Christmas. Either way, whatever you're celebrating, we're hoping that you have a very, very good day. We also want to make sure we think about those members of the Disney fan community that are abroad and cannot be home with their families. And also we want to think of those members of the Disney fan community that may be having a rough time at this time. Because remember, as happy as this thing is, there are some people that are having troubles during this time. And we want to make sure that hopefully they can have a great day today, and despite whatever stresses they may be going through. But anyway, we want to think about them too, and just hope that things improve. But we love each and every one of our fans, each and every one of you Mohicans, and even though there's visitors that come by and check us out and see what's going on, we definitely appreciate you. Give us the time and listen. But look, we didn't want to leave you guys hanging without anything for our normal release day, and this year, 2015, our normal release day happens to fall on Christmas as well. We decided to put together a little poem. And actually, I can't say we did it. Lee actually put it together. You know, Lee, our lovable, cuddlyable travel agent of Magical Moments Vacations. But anyway, let's get the mood here. I'm gonna get a little fireside crackling fireplace. Even though it's hot down here in Louisiana, and it's very hot and humid, I'm gonna go ahead and stoke this fire and get the fireplace going. And I'm gonna put on my Tom Amin playlist. If you don't know Tom Amin, pianist, I should say, extraordinaire. Has 2 albums out. Disney just released the 3rd of cool stuff. So anyway, definitely check him out. And if you haven't heard of Tom Amin, you can check some of the stuff out here in the background as I read this poem. So Lee came up with his very own rendition of "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." So I'm going to go ahead and read that for you today. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride, guys. Here we go. All right, a poem from Lee Lastoviga. "'Twas the night before Christmas. In the Mohican nation, not a creature was stirring, dreaming of a Disney vacation. Crown royal bags were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Woo-Woo soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of fast passes danced in their heads. And Lisa, in her kerchief and her Doctor Who cap, had just settled in for a turkey leg nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter. Eli was yelling something about Yeti Lives Matter. Away to the window Lee flew like a flash. Too bad he wasn't that fast for that 40-yard dash. The moon on the breast of a new fallen snow gave view of the Mohican gathering far, far below. When, what to my wondering eyes should appear but a Federal Star Destroyer and an at reindeer, with a little old pilot with a heap big thirst. It was none other than Eric from the 501st. More rapid than Jedi his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Danny, now Kevin, now Hercher and Swearo, on Sullivan, on Keith, on Wade and Coco, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now blast away, blast away, blast away all. As dry leaves that before Winnie the Pooh fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with a sleigh full of pork shanks and St. Woo-Woo too. And then, in a twinkling, a noise that made me poop, the shouting and chanting of a Brazilian tour group. As I drew in my head like I was on Living with the Land, in come St. Woo-Woo came with 100 magic bands. He was dressed in shorts and flip-flops, but never in dockers. He walked by a cast member and flashed them the shocker. A flask full of Beverly he wore on his side. He was shouting for George and standing up on the ride. His eyes, how they twinkled when he saw our well-stocked bar. He fast-passed Test Track, letting Lee design the car. On Spaceship Earth, he took all the Mohicans. Easy to learn your ABCs, thank the Phoenicians. The next ride was Soarin' after walking too far. We almost got kicked out for rocking the cars. He had a round belly and was overall mellow. He shook when he laughed like a net full of jello. He was a little loud, his speech slurred when he talked, telling some drunk girls that Eli was a Seattle Seahawk. After walking 10 miles stuffed from food and wine, St. Woo and team knew it was past their bedtime. He got in the car with the Magic Our Way crew, but decided to jump out. Down the street he flew. But I heard him exclaim as he shouted later, "Mohicans rule, much more than those effing navigators." Okay. Well, anyway, the views of Lee Lasavica don't necessarily reflect the views of the Magic Our Way crew. So there you go. We'll hope you'll enjoy that little poem, guys. And again, I hope everybody's having a great day. We'll see you on the next episode. All right, guys, we hope you enjoyed that episode, man, that we appreciate, and thanks for listening, man. Of course, look, www.magicourway.com is a place to find everything, and we definitely appreciate you listening to the show.
We hope to be back live and in studio the next time you are listening to us.
Exactly. So if you're thinking, hey, man, I'm Facebooking these guys' messages during the show, how come I didn't hear it? Mm-hmm. That's because we didn't record it during that particular week. We recorded this maybe like last year. Who knows?
Yeah. So please don't be mad at us for missing a week. Appreciate the fact that we thought ahead to make sure that our inconveniences wouldn't be your inconveniences.
That's right. There's a lot of love around here, man. A lot of love.
Yeah.
Don't you feel the love?
I don't want to feel the love. The love scares me.
Don't be scared of the love. The love comes from across the universe. We're not here recording, but we gave you some love.
I'm worried about the love coming from across the room.
No, the love is good, man. Embrace the love. Bathe in the love. Bathe.
Oh, this sounds so wrong.
The face, neck, and chest, man. You bathe.
Oh, God, please wrap this thing up.
Okay. Anyway, guys, we hope you enjoy the show. My name is Kevin.
And I'm Danny.
Magic out.
And you are. Bye!